Representative Hemmingson Yeager moves House File 4150 to bring that before the committee. Again, it does have a cost. I don't believe, Representative Hemmingson Yeager, that there is, and of course there is an amendment. Every time I say that, I'm always wrong, whichever direction it is. So, Representative Hemmingson Yeager, are you moving the A1 amendment?
Yes, please.
Okay, and it looks like that is simply an appropriation filling that. So, yeah, in addition to the, if you could, just tell us what we're looking at. Thanks.
Yes, thank you.
Please do.
Thank you. Good morning. Thank you, everybody, for your time and attention. The A1 amendment was developed out of some long, thoughtful conversations and really considering the whole food chain. I would like to do an extra thanks to Vice Chair Keeler for your interest, your expertise, and your advice. And that is simply that in addition to the food banks, that we are also making sure that we have some funding for the food shelves.
And so any discussion to the A1 amendment put in the bill in the form the author wishes? Not hearing any. All in favor of approval of the A1 amendment, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Representative Hemmingson Yeager, to your bill.
Thank you. So the whole bill now, we've been hearing a lot about the all-time high need for food, and it goes without saying. This bill complements the work of others by focusing on the puzzle piece of food banks and now food shelves. Food banks are kind of similar to a wholesaler in that they're there to fill the need at food shelves at a price that's cheaper than food shelves can get buy groceries at a grocery store. I would like to just kind of keep my comments brief, as 3 of the 5 food banks in Minnesota are scheduled to testify. And this basically establishes an ongoing funding mechanism, which I think is a demonstration of how we as Minnesotans take this seriously and have a serious approach to solving this problem. Thank you.
Sounds good. So, yeah, let's get your testifiers up, maybe at least your first one. And again, I have to ask folks to, I think actually we just have the one in-person testifier, the other ones are via video. And so, Ms. Colburn, what are we thinking here?
Just thinking maybe we'll try the video first.
Try the video first. Okay, we're going to do that first. See if we can make that work. Yeah. Well, we can see it at least. We're going to see if we can get the sound.
Hi, I'm Susie Novak-Belter, the Executive Director of North Country Food Bank in East Grand Forks, Minnesota. North Country Food Bank serves northwest and west central Minnesota, 21 counties in all. We provide food to 220 agency partners across the region that are helping people in need. And the need has really increased. Like all food banks across the state, we are experiencing this same trend. Most of our agency partners are reporting client visits increasing by 30 to 50%. We've seen it ourselves in our own mobile food distributions. For example, in the small town of Bagley, Minnesota, we used to have 100 families that would show up for a mobile distribution. Now, it's more like 250 to 300 families every single time. We've also had to hire third-party carriers to help deliver all the food. The agency partners have increased their orders so much, it's been overloading our trucks and our routes. So we've had to add on third-party carrier help to make sure we get our deliveries made. This is why it's so important, and we're asking you to help support Bill HF4150. This will help food banks across the state of Minnesota get closer to meeting the need. Remember, if you are hungry, nothing else matters. We really need your help and ask for your support on Bill HF4150. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And we could hear that. It's a little bit tough. We could hear that in the room. I'm hoping that was able to be heard in the broadcast outside the room. There is a second video that's going to be played now as well. We're going to give that a try.
I'm Shay Morris, President and CEO of Second Harvest Northland. We are the food bank that provides support in 11 northeastern Minnesota counties. Today in our region, we're seeing about a 30 to 40% increase in demand at our region's food shelves, which is about 60 that we support. We know that pandemic supports that were put in place have now sunset, and the demand on the charitable sector has increased. So Tammy, one of our Northland neighbors who have recently experienced hunger, shared a story that she lost her daughter to breast cancer. She's now raising her 3 grandchildren And she really told us how important it is that we're able to support her food needs. And she just said, I don't know what I would do without you. I'm asking you today to support HF4150 to help support our Minnesota Food Bank Network, neighbors like Tammy, and to help us meet demand.
Okay, good stuff. Thank you, Ms. Colburn, for your hard work on that. And again, I'm hoping the folks outside the room will be able to hear those sound as well on that. Appreciate it. And we will then have the testifier. Yeah, please make your way on up. Thank you. And once you get settled in, identify yourself, share the pronouns you prefer if you're comfortable with that, and then proceed with your testimony.
Sarah Moberg, she, her, Chief Operating Officer at Second Harvest Heartland.
And, yeah, please proceed.
Chair Pinto and members of the committee, food banks serve as wholesale distributors for our region's emergency food system, sourcing food from local growers, farmers, manufacturers, grocery stores, and restaurants. We deliver this food to more than 1,500 program partners across 41 counties in Minnesota and 18 counties in western Wisconsin, providing 78% of the food distributed by hunger relief programs across the state. We also partner closely with 4 other members of the Feeding America network, 2 of whom you just heard from. They collectively serve the other 46 counties in our state, as well as the food group, which is also based here in the Twin Cities. Food banks are able to use dollars efficiently to collect and transport donated products, like produce. We also make bulk purchases of highly in-demand products that are rarely donated. This capability ensures that we are stretching the benefit of these funds as much as possible for Minnesotans experiencing hunger. Demand for emergency food is higher than ever, meaning we are having to purchase and transport more food than ever before. We are trying to keep up, but supply simply isn't matching demand, and we can't close the gap without your help. HF4150 would help address these challenges by creating the Minnesota Food Bank Program, which would be a long-term, reliable source of funding specifically for food purchasing and distribution, and it would provide a much-needed infusion of food at no cost into Minnesota's food shelves. Given the record demand, we're not meeting the needs of our neighbors today, and unless the fundamentals of the economy change drastically for the hundreds of thousands of Minnesotans struggling to get by, we will be unable to close the gap completely without state assistance. House File 4150 would help infuse that emergency food system with much-needed in-demand foods like produce, dairy, eggs, protein, all of which would go to food shelves at no cost. By itself, it will not close the expected meal gap completely, but every dollar would go towards ensuring fewer Minnesotans go hungry, and I hope that's a goal we can all get behind. Thank you for the honor to appear before you today, and on behalf of Second Harvest Heartland and the entire Feeding America network, I hope we and the hundreds of thousands of Minnesotans and their families who rely on us can count on your support.
Thank you. Thanks for your testimony and for your work. Appreciate it. Are there any members of the public who wish to testify on the bill? Not seeing any, so we can move to member discussion or questions. Anything from members? Representative Zalesnikar.
Thank you, Chair, and thank you. I've been to the food banks and seen the need and seen the lines, and in the communities I've been at, our church also does a route coming through once a month, and Ruby's Pantry. And so these needs are, to your point, unless the economy changes, the gap is not changing. And the gap is wide, and it's widening at a very fast pace across the entire state. And so, you know, the senior citizens have less money to work with, the individuals have less to work with, and those with families are struggling they're working 2-3 jobs trying to make ends meet. And, you know, I 100% agree. You know, unless things change, even this amount of money might not be enough. And so we have a significant issue here in Minnesota, and, you know, I commend the programs that are doing what they're doing, and we'll work hard to try to close the gap in as many ways as we can. So thank you.
Thank you, Representative Zalesnikar. Anything else from members at all? Just looking to see. Okay. Well, thank you so much. We'll go Representative Hemmingson Yeager. We'll let you close up. And definitely big needs in the state and appreciate the going at them. But yeah, Representative Hemmingson Yeager, final comments.
Thank you. Yeah, I think you hit it right there. Big needs, and this is a really serious approach, so I'd greatly appreciate your support and your consideration.
Thank you so much. With that then, the chair lays over House File 4150 at this time, and thank you so much to Sarah Moberg and to the folks from Second Harvest and the work that is done all throughout the state.